Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Nahmadu wa nasalli ala Rasuli Kareem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask Him send peace and blessing His beloved and our beloved Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In continuing, last week we covered tahajjud and also witr as well. And now we continue to qiyamul layl or tahajjud or spending the night in prayer in Ramadan. Imam Malik narrated from Ibn Shihab, who narrated from Abu Salama, who narrated Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, who narrated from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he used to encourage in the standing of Ramadan without making it compulsory. And then he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whoever stands in Ramadan with iman and seeking with faith and in seeking reward from Allah, for him is forgiven what has whatever has sins that he has committed. So he'll be forgiven all his sins. And Ibn Shihab said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, and he ordered this. He used to order people upon this. And this was also in the Khilafah of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And also this matter continued in this condition in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the time of the Khilafah of Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, and also the beginning of the Khilafah of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. Imam Malik narrated from Shihab, who narrated from Urwa bin Zubayr, that Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, from Abdul Rahman ibn Abdul Qari, that who narrated, who said that I went out with Umar al-Khattab in the Ramadan to the masjid, and then there were people were scattered. They were praying, each one for them, some for themselves, some with one, some people small groups. Someone was leading a person in the group, someone was praying by themselves. Umar radiallahu anhu said that if I swear by Allah that if it were these people were gathered upon one qari, that would have, and then he said Ubay bin Ka'b was made the imam, and then he went out another night and they were praying with the one qari, Ubay bin Ka'b that was leading them, and he said how good of an innovation this is, that those who are sleeping from this, meaning that they go to sleep and don't pray this, that the people who are sleeping from this, they're missing out on, that the ones that are doing this, they are more virtuous from the ones who are sleeping from this. And then he said the people that are going to be awake in the beginning of the beginning of the night, the people that will be awake in the beginning of the night is better than the ones who asleep at the beginning, and then they're going to wake up at the end of the night and pray at the end of the night. So those who pray the salat at the beginning of the night are better than the one who sleep now and they wake up later, right? So in Ramadan. And Imam Malik narrated from Ibn Shihab, is that clear?
Yes.
So that the ones praying in the early part of the night are better than the ones who go to sleep and then wake up later on and pray later on. Imam Malik narrated from Ibn Shihab, who narrated from Urwa bin Zubayr, who narrated from Aisha, the wife of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed in the masjid one night, and the people prayed with him. Then he, the next day, he prayed again. Then on the third night and the fourth night, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the people gathered to pray with him again. And Rasulullah ﷺ did not, on the third or fourth night, he didn't come out. And when the morning came, he goes, I saw what you were doing. Nothing prevented me from coming out except that I feared that it made fard upon you. And this was in Ramadan. Imam Malik narrated from Hisham ibn Urwa, and he narrated from his father, that Zakwan, the father, Abu Umar, that he used to, he was the slave of Aisha radiallahu anha, the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She freed him, meaning he was freed after she passed away. That she used to stand, he used to lead the salat and used to read for her in Ramadan. So Shah Waliullah says that this is a sunnah mu'akkada. It's an emphasized sunnah. That's praying in the night of Ramadan. according to people, and it is sunnah to do it in jama'ah. So the salat is emphasized sunnah, and to do it in jama'at is a sunnah. To pray the qiyam, do qiyam with 11 rakats with a long qira'ah. Imam Malik narrated Sa'id wa Sa'id al-Maqburi that who narrated from Abu Salama ibn Abdurrahman ibn Auf that he asked Aisha, the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, radiyallahu anha, how was the salat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Ramadan? And she said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not pray more, he did not increase, or he did not increase, or he did not increase in Ramadan, nor in who carries that much change? I haven't seen change in a long time. Alhamdulillah. who carries that much change? We got the recording of it. I'll cut it out. I'll accept, inshallah. So no one, Rasulullah never increased it more in Ramadan, other than it, except for 11, and he used to pray 4, and don't ask about his beauty and the length of these 4 rakats, and how beautiful they were, how long they were. Then he used to pray 4, and don't ask about how beautiful and how long they were, like how she's praising Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam salat, obviously. Then he prayed 3. She said to Aisha radiallahu anha, I said, Ya Rasulullah, do you sleep before do witr? He said, Ya Aisha, my eyes, they're asleep, but the heart is not asleep. My heart is not asleep. Imam Malik narrated from Abdullah bin Abi Bakr that he said, I heard my father saying that we used to, after finishing the salat at night time, right, that we used to hasten the servants for the food that will miss the suhoor because of Fajr starting, meaning they prayed the whole night. They had very long Taraweeh was most of the night they were spending in salat. Imam Malik narrated from Muhammad bin Yusuf, who narrated from Sa'id ibn Yazid, that he said that Umar ibn Khattab ordered Ubay bin Ka'b and Tamim Dar radiallahu anhu to lead the people in 11 rakats, and the Qari, he used to recite in the Mi'in, the surah is about 100 verses, until that we used to lean on, the salat was so long, because the qiyam was so long, standing, that we used to lean on staffs, asa, because of the length of the qiyam. And we used to, just before Fajr, they used to finish the salat. And then the last section, standing in Ramadan, 23 rakats with a long qira'ah. Imam Malik narrated from Yazid bin Ruman that he said that the people used to stand in the time of Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, 23 rakats. Right? He used to, and this is not that that Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu invented a salat. Some people falsely accuse Umar Khattab. The idea of somebody just inventing a salat and then accusing out of all the people Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu making it up. No, this is consensus on this. This is ijma' on this, that the salat Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu's time. Yeah, there are even narrations that even more than that, 40 rakats, 39 rakats is mentioned. People used to pray more because there's no limit on how much more you can do. But as for what was established from the time of Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu until now, all over and across all the madahib, is that the 23 rakats, 3 being the witr at the end, 20 rakats of Taraweeh was institutionalized. So, and like people make a big debate about this, but generally it's a confusion between the tahajjud of Rasulullah and the Taraweeh. Taraweeh is a sunnah mu'akkada, and it's not to be treated lightly. It's not merely nafal, it's much more than that. So it's to emphasize sunnah, it should not be abandoned or shortened and so forth. And this is Sahaba radiallahu anhu did it, and in the presence, and it was well known to the public and all the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. There's ijma' on this because everyone did it. Like some people today might object or something. Like, no, this was done because he knew what Rasulullah, he didn't make the salat for himself, he learned from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. directly. And this is established. It's on all the books of Hadith and so forth. And this is something, there's no if buts about it. There is a discussion, can have an academic discussion, but the practice of the Muslim for 1400 years says otherwise. And the scholars of the Ummah across all the schools, they say otherwise. Imam Malik narrated from Dawood ibn Hussein that he heard Al-A'raj saying, never you will not find a people except that they will curse the kafirs in Ramadan, right? And the Qari used to, meaning that they continued Ramadan, if they're making dua, qunut nazila, these things continued in Ramadan as well, right? And the Qari used to read Surah Baqarah, so he's giving a time frame of how many rakats is Baqarah in 8 rakats, right? And if he was to extend it to 12, then the people would see him that he has like hasten, like he's made the salat easy. Like they wanted to do more. We're trying to find the shortest one. They considered the 12 rakat breaking up for the more longer they could stand in prayer. Like each rakat could be even more longer, right? So when he used to do 12, like Surah Baqarah was read in, instead of being read in 8 rakats, it's read in 12 rakats. They considered that lightening the load. And their thing was to like push it like more, right? So this is, and he said, Shah Waliullah says, this is the madhab of the Shafis and the Hanafis, that 20 rakats of Taraweeh with 3 witr. And this is how it's narrated, mentioned to us, inshallah. So, by all means, like a person can pray much more in Ramadan, but generally the accepted practice of the Muslims in the established schools is 20 rakats. It's all 4 schools that say this. The Maliki Mazhab mentioned about 36 and 40 and so forth. The narrations are there, but this is not the relied position in the Maliki school and all the four madhahib is that, and the practice of the Muslim throughout the whole world is that we do 20 in Ramadan. Recently, there's sort of like been a thing, people try to change that, but it doesn't, it's maybe caught on in some places, but it's not the known practice of the Muslims throughout our whole history. Like the Umar radiallahu anhu didn't invent a salat or added extra rakats to Taraweeh. He did what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. So, and there's ijma' on this. If he did anything otherwise, people would have, Sahaba radiallahu anhu, the wives of the Prophet would have publicly objected to him introducing. I mean, whenever you see that Sahaba radiallahu anhu, they're very particular about something was being done that was against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam or his teachings, then they would or they felt like there's deviation was coming, they would publicly denounce it. They were not scared of either Umar radiallahu anhu or anybody else. They only feared Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the training that was given. So they would not back down from the truth. So it's the idea of like Umar radiallahu anhu doing something and that we figured it out now in the 20th and 21st century is kind of, it's a ridiculous thing. And books have been written in defense of this position. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to pray, and Ramadan just left us. So
you started the lesson by the statement that what a good innovation this is.
Yeah.
So can we say it's bid'ah hasana? Is that what?
Yeah, the word bid'ah hasana is in itself problematic because there's imams that disputed this. So it goes back to a statement of Imam Shafi rahmatullah alayhi, the bid'ah hasana, breakdown, a good bid'ah bad, and this is one of the proofs for that. Other imams have objected to the word bid'ah because bid'ah comes with negative connotations. And there's innovation in deen, and they don't like the thing. They said no, there's no actual bid'ah in deen. So others have said, there's bid'ah in deen and there's bid'ah for deen. Like, so this is a bid'ah, big bid'ah of for deen, not in deen. Like there's no hukam per se. They didn't change the structure of deen, right? So there's bid'ah in deen and there's bid'ah for deen. So these breakdowns there, but then there's big imams that have, attacked this breakdown of bid'ah. Bid'ah is bid'ah, right? So wallahu a'lam. And then they will reframe this. They said, meaning this is something that was not done before is being done now, based on what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught me. I mean, this is this is how he meant it like that. It was something that was not done and it's been revived or established now, which was not established before. Like it was known, but it wasn't established as a structured salat in the way, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam stopped doing it. But now the Rasul, by of course, he's passed away. And there's no way that it can become fard, because that can only be through wahi. But the sunnah is there. The fact that he stopped doing it doesn't mean that the sunnah is gone. He wanted to do it, but he was scared of becoming fard.